What changes does the National Highway Traffic Administration want to make to seats aboard the big yellow bus? More on that in just a little while. Welcome to the Route School Bus Fleet's content series. I'm Wes Platt, contributing editor. I'm here to catch you up on recent news from the world of school transportation. Thanks to our sponsor, Thomas Built Buses, a leader in pupil transportation. All right, you ready to ride? Let's get rolling. Our first stop is Ohio, where the estates of at least 3 victims in a November 2023 charter bus crash filed wrongful death suits. You might recall the bus was carrying a high school marching band and their chaperones when it was struck by a semi-truck during a chain reaction wreck. The suits named FIDA Freightliner Columbus, Pioneer Trails, and Mid-State Systems, as well as truck driver Jacob Dwayne McDonald as defendants in court documents. The documents allege that the 18-wheeler lacked a crash avoidance system that could have saved lives by alerting the driver or slowing or stopping the truck. The companies have denied responsibility for the crash in response to the suits. Our next stop is Los Angeles, California, and the headquarters of alternative transportation provider HopSkipDrive, which expands into 5 new markets this fall, including Bakersfield, California, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Richmond, Virginia, and Tucson, Arizona. The growth caps a year that saw a more than 300% increase in rides across its service area, said HopSkipDrive co-founder and CEO Joanna McFarland. We've powered millions of safe, reliable rides for kids to tens of thousands of schools, extracurricular activities, support services, and more. We're proud to fill a need for our school district partners as we supplement school bus transportation options and also bring forward innovative AI-powered software to solve the biggest challenges they face. Next, let's head to the Hayes Consolidated Independent School District in Texas, which hosted the National School Transportation Association's School Bus Driver International Safety Competition at the end of June. The 2-day program gave drivers a chance to prove their knowledge and skills in driving Type A, C, and D school buses. Winners in the small bus Type A category included Dorothy Dorman of Kansas, driving for First Student, first place. Claudia Kristen of Alberta, Canada, driving for Prairie Bus Lines, second place, and James Janier of Wisconsin, driving for First Student, third place. Winners in the conventional bus Type C category included Wanda Van Zonneveld of Colorado, driving for Cherry Creek School District, first place. Becky Craig Johnson of Idaho, driving for Lakeland Joint School District, second place. Jared Weinstaffer of Ohio, driving for Community Bus Services, third place. Winners in the Transit Bus Type D category included Mark Miller of California, driving for Bellingham Public Schools, first place. Luis Lopez of California, driving for Bakersfield City School District, second place. Jeremy Klung of Utah, driving for Canyons School District, third place. Congratulations to all the winners. Our next stop is Washington, D.C., where the U.S. Department of Energy is investing about $2 billion from the Inflation Reduction Act to support manufacturers building electric vehicles, such as school buses and other alt-fuel vehicle components. The Domestic Manufacturing Auto Conversion Grants program will go toward electric school buses, hybrid powertrains, heavy-duty commercial truck batteries, and electric vehicles. Among the recipients, Bluebird Corporation and Cummins. Bluebird plans to use the $80 million it received to expand its EV manufacturing capabilities and related workforce development efforts, helping the company convert a former manufacturing site for diesel-powered motorhomes into a 600,000 square foot EV manufacturing facility. Said Bluebird CEO Phil Horlock, the grant will enable Bluebird to reinvest in Middle Georgia, building on a site that previously manufactured high-end motorhomes. It will also enable Bluebird to expand its workforce and invest in a community that is integral to Bluebird's history and continued success. Cummins, which supplies EV powertrains to Bluebird, plans to use its $75 million grant to convert manufacturing space in the company's Indiana engine plant to expand production of battery packs, powertrain systems, and other EV components for Accelera by Cummins. Award selection is subject to final contract and funding negotiations between DOE and the contractors and may not be finalized for a couple of months. While we're in the nation's capital, let's head to the offices of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, which is proposing changes to vehicle seating standards to better protect occupants, including students on school buses. The agency has issued a proposed rulemaking notice focused on seating systems, which would aim to bolster vehicle seat backs to help prevent them from collapsing or experiencing excessive deformation during rear end collisions. The NHTSA also wants to have more dynamic tests to simulate real world rear end crashes for both low and high speed impacts. Read more about the proposed rulemaking on schoolbusfleet.com. All right, that's a wrap on this episode of The Route. Share any comments you have about today's topics. Follow us on Facebook, X, and LinkedIn. Subscribe to our School Bus Fleet YouTube channel. Thanks, as always, to our sponsors, Thomas Built Buses, a leader in pupil transportation. Drive safely. We'll see you next time on The Route.